And welcome everyone to the final match here for Group I for the FX Open Invitational Series. I am Unstable, joined here by Railkin. We're going to go straight into it. It is going to be SlayerSPuzzle up against TSLRagnarok. And of course, it is going to be Atlantis Spaceship for the first match. These guys did play in the opening series of this group, and Ragnarok took that down 2-1. But let's see if Puzzle can make it back. As we just jump in here, we do have an early pull timing here. Looks like it's a 9 pull from Ragnarok coming out.
Yeah,
instantly spotted here by Puzzle with his scouting probe, though a little bit strange considering this map is extremely long. But given the fact that these two have played each other before and Ragnarok's pretty aggressive a lot of the time, nice move by Puzzle. At the same time, down here at the bottom left, we have our blue Protoss is going to be SlayerSPuzzle coming out. Of course, with the Forge first, not going to go for anything risky because he's already seen that there is that pull down. 4 Zerglings on the way, and Puzzle has noticed the eggs at the bottom of this hatchery. Oh, actually, no, there is another one behind there, just barely. So,
yeah.
Either way, it's only going to be 4 Zerglings, but he's keeping this probe around to see the exact Zergling count. I really like that coming out of him.
Yeah, so he did see that one of those is a drone, so he sees it's 4 Zerglings instead of 6. But we've been seeing a lot of early pool timings in general, and we've been seeing a lot of Protoss sending that probe out really quickly, trying to check for it as well. So it hasn't been working out very well for most of the people so far, and we see that the Zerglings are actually stopping and chasing the probe there for a second, wasting some time for this 9 pool, which, I mean, you already don't have a lot of time on a big map like Atlantis Spaceship when you're doing the 9 pool pressure like this. So he's not going to get there before the cannons. This is, I mean, his only real thing is that he forced the second cannon, so it delayed the Nexus. But, I mean...
Yeah, it did not work out as well as he'd hoped, because Puzzle did not go for any kind of greedy opening. We also see he will have map control now. He will be able to stop any more probes coming out, because he's definitely caught that first one. But he is down in workers by 2 at the moment. He does have his queen out, but it looks like he's only just now taking his natural hatchery. So we'll see how this game plays out. We've seen from games earlier, from Ragnarok, he does prefer to like the Roach Hydra Corruptor. Even if it's just a mess with the player's mind, or he actually prefers doing that the majority of the time, we'll have to see in this next game. But it's been working out well for him so far. Whoop.
Oh, the probe just walked right by the Zerglings. Oh, he's on hold position, and now the probe is going to take a while to go down, and this could give him some good scouting information. He's setting himself up in this position like, oh yeah, I'm going to stop all the scouting probes from leaving, and then this probe sneaks right by. What a troll. So we'll see where he goes with this. He looks like, okay, yeah, he is actually going to turn in and check the triple gas just to make sure Ragnarok didn't get too crazy with his map control. I mean, it's a consideration since he went for the 9 pool. He's got Zerglings. Some players might try to use that to take triple gas.
Yeah.
And it's going to see the third base timing as well. So that's a really nice scout for a probe that shouldn't have actually escaped at all.
Yeah, that's very true. But unfortunately, without the speed, even if you did decide to run straight past that he noticed early, he still would have gotten through. But either way, I just got a glaring look from FXOIS because he just walked in and it was like, oh, I can't eat here, and went to his own office.
All right, but we do have Stargate there from Puzzle, and I mean, we're talking a lot about how Ragnarok really likes the Roach Hydra, but he's been doing it in response to the Stargate play most of the time.
Yeah.
It's just his opponents have been using Stargates against him a lot, so it's hard to say. He might just really like it against the Stargate play because it's become really popular, and if you get that unit composition right, it really helps shut that down.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, going Roach Hydra Corruptor in every situation, Zerg vs Protoss is definitely going to get punished, but his opponents just keep throwing Stargates out against him, so it's been working so far.
Yeah, it has. And we do see we got the double gas down at the natural here. One in the, sorry, not one in the main. It looked like it on the minimap for a second when I glanced because of the spawning pool position. But I like how Ragnarok has actually been mixing up where he's been putting his gas throughout all of his matches just to keep Protoss on their toes. Not going to give him too much information because he might, like a lot of the times you see gas in the main rather than anywhere else, and it keeps Protoss guessing as to what's going on. That Void Ray coming out looks like it's rallied sort of straight away to stop any more Overlord scouting, but remember, this map is pretty huge, so... And Puzzle likes going for the late game, so it's going to be okay for him, but the problem for him will be securing this third base. I hear it time and time again, a lot of Protoss have a lot of trouble just securing that against Ling run buyers because it's very difficult to defend both the natural and the third base. But at least Ragnarok knows the text path is going through right now. We do see +1 on the way from that evolution chamber. Lair at the natural as well, something we also see Zergs mixing up every now and then. So, well, it looks like we are going to see that Roach Hydra stuff coming up from him yet again. Spore Crawler's going down, however, he only has, like, he has 4 queens at the moment, pretty standard these days for ZVP.
especially if you're taking that quick third base style, just connect the creep a little bit faster, get the creep moving as well. And then it helps against the Stargates, because we've been seeing a lot of Stargates as well. But I mean, even with the fourth queen, if they do the Void Ray Phoenix Micro really well, they're going to get at least 2 queens. Like, if they cycle the Phoenixes properly to take the Spore Crawler shots, they're going to kill some of them. It's going to be almost impossible to stop that. It's just minimizing damage, keeping away from your drones as well. And we'll see, you know, the Void Ray poked in and kind of just turned around, just checking everything out, seeing what's going on, waiting for that Phoenix support. They are moving through the center of the map now, so he's going to be able to try and go after some queens now, and we'll see how many he can get.
Yeah, very true. Did those Zerglings see the Phoenixes go over? I'm pretty sure he
I
got a
think
glance
so.
at it, because we do see that Hydra Den now and the Roach Warren at the same time, link speed as well. So it's going to come down to how well can he defend against this first little group of units. It's going to be interesting. He's going to come in, he's going to pick up an Overlord straight away. Nothing he can really do about
Void
that.
Ray is very close to being fully charged, but it is taking a lot of damage from those queens, but ooh.
Oh, there's 2 queens coming from beneath, and there we go, there's the lift up, but that Void Ray's going to have to get out of there because of the third one. And nicely done now at the moment by Ragnarok. He's going to have to lift that up yet again to get one of the queens. The Spore Crawler's in position now as well. He's going to have to back up, but oh, one queen to the right does get a little bit too out of the way. And that'd be picked up quite nicely.
A little bit too far off the creep chasing that Void Ray. And, you know, paid for it just because those Phoenixes are still there. They've got the energy. Now with, that's a lot of queens down. He can really start going after the drones here like I was talking about. Getting a good number of those. If you look at that, he's got 5 workers down at the moment. He's killed several queens. Those will have to be produced. There's spore crawlers everywhere. So this attack has already done a pretty good amount of damage. There are now Hydralisks popping out, so he's going to have to clear out of here in a second.
Yeah, well, he's stuck at the back corner, though, because of the Spore Crawler positioning. So this is actually working out quite well for Ragnarok. He's also got a Spire coming at his third base. Coming into the main yet again. He could actually get a couple of these Overlords if he wanted to, but has decided to back off as the Hydras are coming forward. There's 5 Phoenixes here, so he could lift up and do quite a bit of damage to those Hydras, as they are light units to get taken down very quickly. Puzzle is following up with the Colossus and Extended Thermal Lance, so no third base for him just yet. And here we go. Yeah, he's again coming through this third base. There are Hydras coming down to defend it this time, but he's not doing as much damage as he'd like to. However, he hasn't lost a single unit yet for Puzzle.
Yeah, he also left the Void Ray in the top right, escaped with the Phoenixes, but like you were saying, he could have lifted up some of those Hydras, but he would have been trading some of the Phoenixes if he did that. Sometimes that can be worth it, just to keep the Hydra count down low. It really delays the strategy. But Puzzle is playing it safe. He doesn't want to risk it. He's got really quick Colossus with range on the way. Some of the other Protoss players were delaying this a little bit more, but getting the Blink first, but Puzzle's getting the Colossus and the range out as soon as possible, which should be really good against what Ragnarok's doing. Get those Colossus out. If you can get them on the Hydras, they just melt really fast.
Yeah, Puzzle being even more efficient with his Phoenixes here has actually supply capped for a second. Oh, the Spore Crawler was being rooted at the same time, so now he's actually going to pick up a queen in the main as well.
Look at Ragnarok, very aggressive with these Hydras. This is going to be dangerous if he pokes forward. If he gets caught, he could lose a lot of Hydralisks here unstable.
Yeah, he can, because the second Colossus just came out. It does have Extended Thermal Lance, and they are off creep, and there's no way he's going to be able to run from that. A lot of them getting caught by those force fields by Puzzle. And look at this, the Phoenix is actually coming back. You need to turn around. There we go, barely get away from flying over those Hydras. Not something you want to ever see, considering Puzzle hasn't lost a unit yet.
Yeah. And at this point, there's enough Hydras where they would just murder those Phoenixes. That would not be very pretty. The point in which lifting up Hydras is a good thing is a little bit past, unless he's able to take that number down and do that really nice in a fight. But it looks like Ragnarok is swinging around. Let's apply some pressure to this third base. I don't know how well this is going to work out.
Oh, the Phoenixes!
There are a good number of Colossus. This could be kind of bad if he actually goes for the attack here unstable.
Yeah, there were 7 Corruptors in production just then, plus 1 air attacks on the way as well. They will be able to close the distance across the map fairly quickly compared to the Roach Hydra army here that is just bottlenecked by those Hydras. At the same time, though, we do see +1 already done for Puzzle, +1 armor on the way as well. He's still only got that 1 Forge and 1 Robotics facility, but he is going to secure his third here. Whoa, the Phoenix is actually... Did they pick up a Zergling? Not really sure if that's really worth it there, Puzzle. But, oh, he's flirting with danger right now, especially as the Corruptors come in. He's almost lost another Phoenix, but still not a single unit lost by Puzzle throughout all of this.
Yeah, he's only lost his 2 scouting probes. If you check the units lost, it's 100 minerals lost. One thing is he doesn't have a Twilight Council anywhere. So his armor is finished up, and he doesn't have anything to upgrade. He could throw in a shield upgrade if he really wants. Which would make sense if he goes into Archons. Hey, actually, there we go. Shield upgrade and Twilight Council at the same time. That would be really weird if he actually does that. It'd be kind of cool because it'd be a nice complement to this unit composition, but I doubt that's actually what he's going for. It's probably just his Twilight Council wasn't done yet, and he wanted just to get something upgraded on that forge.
Yeah, that's very true. We do see, of course, the 4th Nexus now coming down for Puzzle. This is where it starts to get dangerous for Ragnarok. He needs to make a move sometime soon, because both of them are nearing maxed out. 168, well, Ragnarok is maxed out at the moment. Warp Prism on the way to see that classic Warp Prism harass we see from Puzzle all the time. Extra gas going down at this 4th base as well, and that is going to be dangerous, because with this extra gas geyser, he can actually be quite devastating to those upgrades. And we do see, whoa, Phoenix is too close to the Corruptors that time. First Phoenix does go down for the entire game. However, he might actually get caught here now, because he's backing himself into a corner with these Corruptors.
He still has a Void Ray up here too.
Yeah.
Void Ray's like, no, don't bring them to me. I'm hiding. But this is actually getting kind of tricky for Ragnarok, because the longer he sits here and the longer he's being defensive against these Phoenixes, the more Puzzle is catching up in supply. So this is actually pretty good for Puzzle. Like, he's trading Phoenixes right now, but he's buying time with it. He's getting more supply out. There's a Fleet Beacon on the way, or the Fleet Bacon as I like to call it, tastiest building in the game. And there's going to be a mothership here soon. And he's going to be maxed out with that, plus a few more units shortly. Templar Archives, probably going to be getting out some Archons. He got a shield upgrade, so why not? Warp Prism's out with the speed upgrade on the way. Puzzle is getting set up for late game, and Ragnarok really wanted to be hitting him much sooner. And now he's got Infestors out, he's got the Hive, but now he's like, okay, now we need more supply. What do?
All right,
he's in this really tricky situation now.
Well, Puzzle's setting up for a double attack here at the moment. He's going to have Zealots in the main. He's also going to have Zealots down here at the 5th base, sorry. So here we go. The Warp in the main is going down. This is going to split up Ragnarok's attention. There are Spine Crawlers here, but the Hydras are actually completely running into the main. There we go. Ragnarok turns around.
Oh, a group of roaches down at the bottom right getting caught at the same time. So Puzzle is all over the place while this is going on. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Zealot's actually going toe-to-toe with the Hydras here because of Ragnarok's multitasking a little bit too slow for Puzzle here at the moment. He's going to target down this hatchery if he wants to. Remember, the 5th base is down at 25% health.
He's not going to get it.
No, he's definitely not going to get it, but he is going to be able to set himself up to come in again. He's got another Warp in down here. But, oh, the Corruptors are going to pick off that Warp Prism. Very unfortunate. However, there we go. Oh, nice clutch fungal there by Ragnarok. Doesn't want those Zealots getting anywhere close to that hatchery.
Yeah, he wants to keep it higher health. But the Mothership is almost out. There's a bunch of Templar on the way. Charge is being researched. They are now morphing into the Archons, so he actually went with a +1 shield Archon transition. This is interesting. I don't know if that was intentional or if it was just like he meant to get his Twilight Council sooner. But we do have a few more Zealots coming in on that 5th base, still not getting it. Ragnarok's on top of that. But again, he's forcing Ragnarok to hang back. And Puzzle is getting closer and closer to that late game death ball, complete optimal unit composition. He has that rich assimilator up, but there's no probes mining from it. What? Look at that. He's got all 3 geysers. He's not using the 3rd one. Why would you? That's rich gas. Mine it. There we go.
Looks like he's going to take the... Actually, no. That pylon's blocking a Nexus. So I'm going to assume that's to stop any kind of hatchery going down there sometime later in the game. But here we go. The Broodlords are out now. We've got a 10 on the field. He's moving forward at the same time. Puzzle trying to take a 5th base of his own. Both of them are maxed out here at the moment. Where is that Mothership? There he is. Moving across into this unit composition. This is going to be tough for Ragnarok. However, the
Vortex.
Not the Vortex, the actual style of the map is going to help these Broodlords be completely safe from any kind of Stalker harassment. Here we go. We got more Fungals coming down, but these Broodlords are nicely positioned on top of the cliff there. Oh, Fungal on 3 of the Archons. They're stuck at the front now, being picked off. There's only 1 Archon left.
There is no detection here. The only way he can see units is by fungling them. He has absolutely no Overseers with his army. Overseers are coming in now, but that's actually why he wasn't able to engage. It looks like he will take out the 4th base.
Oh, the Broodlord's getting in a bad spot right now, though. They're actually getting way too far forward for my liking here. He will lose that base. Well, if he actually targets it.
Vortex.
There we go.
He is still a little bit away from it, but he'll be able to get it out soon. And Ragnarok's got to be really careful. Clutch of Vortex would mess him up really badly.
Well, the Warp Prism, the extra Warp Prism made by Puzzle just ran straight into the army as well, so that was a bit weird. But we do see Puzzle trying to max out yet again. He wants to engage this properly, and we do see a lot of the Broodlords spread out quite nicely, attacking that assimilator. And here we go. Archons are at the front, not the best flex from them be. There's one of the Vortexes. A lot of units go in there, and now Puzzle's able to actually engage the rest of them. There are still 3 Broodlords going in. But he's lost all his Archons here, Railcoon. He only has one total left, so he's not going to be able to make full use of that Vortex as it comes back out. He's got a lot of units coming through there, and here we go, coming back out. Broodlord's instantly coming back, blinking on top as well. So it looks like Puzzle will win this engagement, but he lost a base because of it. At the same time, we've got a... Oh my god. During all of that, there was a Warp Prism in the main that's actually cleaned up the hatchery during all of this.
Oh god. I was too busy watching the Vortex and everything going on.
But it's not his hive.
Yeah, that's the one good thing, but I mean, what tech did he lose? The Greater Spire is down in his third too, so he didn't actually lose too much actual tech, because all of his tech is in his natural and his third. So yeah, he just lost a base that was mined out at that point, which is, I mean, you're used to seeing the main go down, you're like, oh no, there goes all that tech, but it wasn't actually anything. But I mean, Puzzle did a good job of completely destroying the ground army of Ragnarok there, and even though the Archons went down before they could get in the Vortex, with no ground support, the Broodlords just melted.
Well, there are a lot of Zealots being cleaned up here at the third base. There's still 2 Zealots sitting on the creep that they can be seen by Ragnarok, actually. So making this extra hatchery here is a little bit dangerous. We got the Warp Prism coming back in yet again with more Zealots. He will be able to kill off this hatchery, because there is... probably not by the time the Roaches get up here. But this is going to be 3 base versus 4 still. So Ragnarok still has the supply lead. Looking at the upgrades here now, it's 1-2 for the air. And we're looking at 2-2 for the ground army compared to the 2-1-3 upgrades for Puzzle. He's getting another mothership because it was cleaned out earlier.
Yeah, the mothership is getting close to being out, but it's going to be a while before it gets the Vortex again.
More Zealots coming into the third base, actually. And the Roaches are out of position this time. They're going to do so much. Like, the +3 Zealots actually tear down these hatcheries so quickly.
Yeah, he's stopping these, but it's bringing the hatches down really low health. And he's not committing a lot to this. It's just a couple Zealots at a time. He also has his Speed Warp Prism flying around, which is really hard for the Corruptors to catch. And he hasn't really replenished his Hydralisks. So the only thing he's got to stop this are Corruptors and the Infestors. And if he can trade Fungal or Infestor energy for a Warp Prism, which he can just Chrono Boost out really quick, Puzzle will make that trade all day. And he's applying a lot of pressure with it, so this is really good. I mean, look at this. The main hatch is already really low. He's just suiciding in Zealots. It's not costing him much to do it. And bases will eventually die from attrition, and it's forcing Ragnarok to have to play really defensively, which is way in favor of Puzzle. Like, if this goes into extreme late game, he's going to be in a pretty nice spot.
Yeah, well, he is coming back over again. He's got more Corruptors, Broodlords, and he doesn't have Hydras in the mix this time, so he might be able to make a better area of it. However, he did a really good job of killing off all of those Archons early. But look at this. He's actually going to come in from the right-hand side with these Broodlords. At the same time, coming in from the left with these Roaches. However, the number of Colossi there is really dangerous, and Puzzle doing a nice job. He's actually... Oh, he got a Fungal off on that mothership, and it looks like a blink forward to try and take out these Broodlords as well. He's going to take quite a few hits on them there, but he can't actually see up there, Railcoon. He doesn't have an observer, so he's going back into that Vortex. The Archon's going in as well, where he's losing quite a bit. And right now, Ragnarok is going to lose his entire army. He needs to stay on top of that cliff, but where is an observer?
The Observer was with the army, and it got killed by the Overseers coming in a little bit late. The new Observer's here, but you can also see up the cliff with the mothership. But, you know, it's taking heavy fire from the Corruptors going down now. But,
those Broodlords did an insane amount of damage. The army is actually being cleaned up here by Ragnarok just due to the uncontested Broodlords for so long. And it's actually going to be a much better trade here than I ever expected due to that cliff mechanic, because the mothership was a little bit too far away. He couldn't blink forward and target those down. Now he's actually in quite a good spot. We got more Spine Crawlers. There was no harassment going on during that time, that engagement, because I was actually an extra extension after that. We missed it last time, but
Puzzle managed to keep his 4th base alive this time, though. So even though that wasn't the best trade for him, he still has that economy going. If you look at it, Ragnarok's 3rd base is close to mined out. His 4th doesn't actually have many drones on it. He's just been using that exclusively for the gas. But it's, you know, Puzzle's still in a fine spot economically, and it's kind of just gone into a reset. Actually, Puzzle's a little bit ahead in the supply at the moment. If you look at the army supply, it's very close. So Ragnarok isn't nearly in the same position that he was before, and I mean, he's rebuilding the mothership again. By the time Ragnarok's going to feel comfortable to attack again, that mothership might be out again.
Well, Ragnarok is going to lose this 3rd base hatchery. That's going to stop a lot of mining for him. Eventually, the Zealots beating their head against the wall eventually pans out, but we got more Broodlords coming over here. There is no mothership this time here, Railcoon. It's actually only just coming out now. It's not going to have enough energy for a Vortex, but he needs to be careful for a blink straight under these Broodlords. He does not have much ground support.
Yeah, that's the problem, is there's no ground unit supporting these Broodlords at all, just a few Roaches. So this is very dangerous. And now he's got several Archons and some Stalkers. It looks like the Nexus will go down before he can stop this army. But will the army die? That has really hurt Puzzle's economy, but if he loses all these Broodlords, then I don't know, like, he's really low on bank. He does not want to lose these Broodlords. This might be a position where he just wants to back off, honestly.
Yeah, that's very true. But however, he does have the Overseers there. They are +3 Broodlords here, and there's +2 on the ground as well. I'm trying to click one of the Broodlings to see the. Nah, that's not gonna work. Oh, we do get a fungal on that mothership, and the Colossus on the left-hand side is going to be targeted down. No, it does manage to live. Puzzle in a really tough spot here at the moment. He can't really engage because there's extra Roaches coming in to defend these. More Corruptors on the way for Ragnarok as well. Remember, he's pretty much down to 1.5 mining bases at the moment. Puzzle is going to be mined out in a second, actually. He's only got a total of... What's that? Whoa! Okay, he's got 100 minerals left, and that's it. So it looks like Ragnarok's just realized what's going on here, and he is backing off completely. He is 40 supply up, remember? But what he can't do is let Puzzle distance mine and get some extra next eye out. There we go. Puzzle going for that 4th base yet again. But
I like
Ragnarok,
that he's backing off, though. Like, I mean, he's in a really far ahead position. That army from Puzzle could take out the Broodlords if he engages in a bad position, and Mothership's out, so Vortex could also mess him up with all those Archons. So he has more to lose by getting too aggressive than he does to gain. And if he just plays a slow attrition-based style here, it'll be in his favor. So I really like the fact that he backed off. And so he's going to take a few more hatcheries. The 4th base is going to go back up, but like you said, the 3rd base just mined out. He's distance mining until that Nexus is down, and Ragnarok can use this time to marshal his forces. He's got more Infestors out, so this army is going to be much stronger the next time it comes in. Honestly, maybe even just wait for a little bit of a bank, get like up into the 4 digits of resources, and then go in again, and then he'd probably be fine.
Yeah, we do see Stalkers coming up here to harass the extra hatchery, and that's really what Ragnarok's been doing this whole game. He's been getting extra bases secured. He's trading pretty evenly, like within 3,000 resources lost between the two of them. And he is moving forward yet again. I think he realized the position the Puzzle's in. If he kills this 4th base yet again, it's pretty much game over from that point, because his bank is starting to go up higher now. We do see him moving forward. Oh, a couple of the Broodlords getting a little bit too close here. Needs to be very careful. There are Archons in the mix. The +3 Broodlords doing a nice job, but oh, he needs to not let any units into that Vortex. He's fungling quite nicely. He's got to try and buy time for that Vortex to finish up, keeping the Archons at the back of that army. Broodlords on the right-hand side, not targeting. There we go. The Archons get into that army as well. And
he's going to get 3 Archons in. He tried to block it with the Infested Terrans, but was too slow. Yeah. These Archons aren't going to hurt those Broodlords really badly.
Well, he did lose quite a lot right there, and Ragnarok did not want that to happen. He's now only just barely up in supplies. Puzzle has been able to secure his 4th base now. And looking here, Ragnarok does have 1.5. He's going to have a 2nd mining base up and running now as well. However, the upgrades for him are still at 2-2 for the ground and 2-3 for the air, whereas Puzzle's starting to catch up here. He's not started any upgrades recently because he's been really down on resources. But he's coming with quite a few Blink Squawkers. Yeah.
He's going to come up and hit this base, and there's only a few Roaches here. There are a few more Roaches down by the 5th, so he'll be able to come up and stop this. Looks like, yeah, he will be able to force them to blink away. But that last fight, I think it really comes down to positioning. Previously, we saw him fighting on that high ground cliff where it was really difficult for Puzzle to deal with him. He needed to figure out another spot like that. If he came further down around to the right and attacked on the cliff difference, he probably could have shelled the mineral line with the Broodlords from range and made Puzzle have a really difficult spot where, like, yeah, you can Vortex these, but you're not going to get any Archons in because they're on the other side of a cliff. You can blink under them, but the Archons will be alone. If he was abusing more of these cliffs or the gaps around the base, it would make it so Puzzle couldn't use his entire army on him. But he attacked in the one place where the entire army of Puzzle could actually get in under the Broodlords.
Yeah, so we do see, it looks like Ragnarok is splitting himself up, trying to see if there's any bases on the left or the right. He knows that Puzzle is stuck to these extra bases here in the middle of the map. He himself has got 1 extra base here, but looking at the resources lost, it's now heavily in favor of Puzzle due to that last engagement. And we've got the Roaches coming in. There's nothing they can really do by killing these Nexi because the gas is pretty much gone anyway. So fighting against these cannons is probably not the best idea. He does have Zerglings being came in and did see the extra base on the left hand, over in the middle here. The Roaches picking off a few pylons, but realize he can't really do anything with it. At this point, it's it's evened out a lot more than Ragnarok would have liked. Like, that entire advantage he had earlier is completely gone now because Puzzle has both of these bases mining. Worker count 65 to 53. But with that mothership in play, it's going to be really difficult for Ragnarok to really trade effectively again. As the longer the game goes on, he's not going to be able to pick off these extra bases nicely, because if you look at the 5th base position for Puzzle, there's no way his Broodlords can really hide and actually continue to do damage. So Ragnarok is starting his +3 ground army upgrades, and DTs are now on the way.
Yeah, check out where Puzzle's positioning his army too. He's got 2 mining bases, and he's just hanging out in between the 2. It's also cutting off...
Oh, Roaches on the left-hand side. Sorry to cut you off, but a lot of these are actually going to go down. This is not what Ragnarok needs right now. He is not maxed out. He's at 150 supply, doesn't have a bank, and just lost like 15 Roaches. He's coming in yet again. Oh, I don't like this idea.
Yeah, but he can't see it because it's the mothership. Yeah. There's a base here, but what are you going to do? And his position that he's hanging the army out is in perfect position because Broodlords aren't fast. He doesn't have to worry about them really running past his army. They're just too slow. And if he hangs out in that one spot between his 4th and his 5th base, none of the ground units are going to be able to get into his main base on a run by because the army is right there. He's in close proximity to defend both of his mining bases. He's just in a really good position that makes it really difficult for Ragnarok to attack anywhere. And the longer this goes, the better it is for Puzzle. So this is just passively applying pressure to Ragnarok. He's getting more and more desperate, which is what he's doing with these Roaches. He's got to try and make something happen, but because of what Puzzle has going on right now, it's really difficult for him to get anything to work. Now he's loading up some Templars in his Warp Prism, and he's going to try and do some Storm Drops, but that might be a little bit too late. It would have been a good idea earlier, I believe.
Well, we do have DTs coming in now, but there is a Spore Crawler who's going to see it. He's not going to have a fun time with the Spine Crawlers there. At the same time, Puzzle taking this base on the left-hand side, and Ragnarok taking the bottom right. So they're going to split the map here. It's pretty much already half mined out at this point. We're like 38 minutes, 45 seconds into the game already.
Yeah.
And the upgrades for Puzzle have started to continue again now, because he's stabilized his economy. He's got shields and armor coming up.
Nice storm drops, but there's not many drones here is the problem. He got 2 good storms off, but it only really kills 7 drones or so. And I mean, in the bigger picture, you already see that Ragnarok is down a lot of drones right now on purpose. He's just trying to get his late game army as big as possible because he knows he needs to make some really big attack. The main factor here is the gas. He's had a huge mineral stockpile for a while, so he's emptying everything out, trying to get ready for his final attack. Zergling's over here on the very left, trying to focus down this Nexus, but I don't think he's going to get it in time. No,
he won't. Even if he was still alive, the mothership would have kept him alive there. But looks like Ragnarok's moving forward with his Spine Crawlers. He's investing heavily into the Infestor Broodlords. He's got...
Check out the bottom right. There's a single Dark Templar trying to cut through all of the Spore Crawlers and Spine Crawlers. He's just canceling and rebuilding Spore Crawlers all over the place before they finish. He's killing a decent number of these Spine Crawlers, but one of these Spore Crawlers is going to finish.
It's not going to matter. There's more Zealots and more DTs coming across anyway. That is not boding well here for Ragnarok. And like I was saying, there's investing heavily into this tier 3 and defending it. Like, instead of having a ground army, he's just going to sit here on these Spine Crawlers. I really like how he's doing this. He's just pushing forwards ever so slowly.
Yeah, but look at the supply. Like, he's actually losing supply during all these engagements. Puzzle is trading more and more cost effectively as the late game goes on, which is what you'd expect Protoss for a Zerg. So Ragnarok, he's trying to get ready for the final attack, but I think it's a little bit too late for that. He's backslided a little bit too much. His army, I don't think, is going to be strong enough.
Yeah, well, Puzzle now has an extra secured base. There's no real way for Ragnarok to really come in at this. He's going to try coming over the cliff yet again, but the army supply here is just too big. He's going to have... Oh, Infested Terrans come down to try and grab some fire. We do have Storms on the Broodlords already. Now, remember, both these guys are pretty much fully upgraded here. And Puzzle does have a 50 supply advantage. Oh, catching all of those Broodlords with one Storm.
I love that he split the Broodlords here. He's got them in 3 separate groups, not only for the Storms, but for the Vortex.
Well, he's also coming in at the 4th base here as well with a couple of Broodlords. They're going to be completely uncontested. That's going to fall no matter what. And he's split out quite nicely here. We do see more Fungals coming down. He doesn't have any Overseers. There's an Overseer. Infested Terrans coming out as well. We do see these Broodlords getting in a nice spot. Only a few of them actually being caught in that Vortex, which is really nice here.
Every single Infestor, though, every Infestor got caught there, which is what I was afraid of, because the Infestors were in a vulnerable position, but they jumped a lot of their energy before they got caught, so that wasn't too big. Now he's moving forward into the Vortexes. Puzzle's actually taking some losses here, but now that the Vortex is popping out, the Archons are ripping everything apart.
Yeah.
I think Puzzle's just too far ahead.
Yeah, the supply isn't really that great here for Ragnarok, and he's slowly losing the supply advantage. He just didn't have an army supply. If he had been maxed out right there, I really think he would have been able to take this game, like in that position. He's got a lot of units here for Puzzle running into the spine crawlers, but it's not going to be enough. He has the extra base, he has the economy to back it up. 88 supply to 125. Puzzle's going to push it into these spine crawlers, not the best idea. There we go, he does back off now. But the economy that was sacrificed here for Ragnarok to get that army size up, there's still 2 Broodlords here. Doing quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, he's got to make sure he doesn't lose that Nexus. I think he should be able to protect it. Yeah, it's going to come over. Puzzle's down to 30 workers, and Ragnarok's down to 40. But Ragnarok, look at Ragnarok's bank. It's non-existent at this point. He's running out of resources because his 4th base is gone, his 5th base is gone. All he's got is the top left base. The bottom right base did die to those Zealots and Dark Templars just on a move that entire time. So, like, he's just pretty much broke. He's down on an army supply. There's not much he can do to recover at this
Puzzle's
point,
actually not that much better off. He's actually having less of an income than Ragnarok because most of his probes are down here at this less efficient base. But he's still 40 supply up. There's DTs on the map still as well. And Ragnarok still has a couple of minerals at his 3rd. However, like you were saying, he's just impossible for him to get an extra base, whereas Puzzle has secured his final base here. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to really do anything about it. I think he's just analyzing the situation now. Like, there's no way he can really get anything. Yeah, there's the GG. Puzzle will come out ahead in this really long game coming through there. So congratulations to him. It was just really a war of attrition. Ragnarok realized after that final engagement that there's no way he's going to be able to catch up in army supply, and taps out, doesn't want to drag the game on any longer. He was ahead for so long during that, but then the drop into the main cleaned out one of his mining bases, a lot of the tech there, and at the same time he got a really bad engagement. So congratulations to Puzzle. We'll be right back with game number 2. Stay with us.